What's up, everybody? Brian here. The song is Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode, 1990. And I'm going to show you how to play it on the acoustic guitar. I will show you that really cool guitar riff. And I have a backing track that you can play along with. So stay tuned for a really fun jam song. Peace. All right, it's time for that signature guitar riff. Okay, we're going to go E string, 11th fret, middle finger. It doesn't matter which finger you use. I'm not going to tell you fingers. All right, D string, 10th fret. So those are our first two notes. You're going to go hit this note again, and then you're going to reach up to the D string, 12th fret. So, and then repeat these two notes. I'm going to reach pinky to the A string 13th. So that's 2 times. And then we come down here to the E string 8th fret. Sorry if I shouted. And then D string 6. And then we're going to go E string 6. And we're going to go D string 5. Okay. So... and then we're gonna go A string 6 and G string 5, and then we're gonna go A string 5 and D string 8, which is really cool. But then we'll end with, what is that? That's E string 6, A string 6, to resolve it on a E flat. So from the top, forgot to tell you, slide to these notes. That's what the Depeche Mode guitar player does. He slides to get to them. So let's play it with a backing track. Okay, we're gonna play it with the backing track with my electric guitar that I recorded through a Rockman, and then you'll hear hopefully a blend of that with my acoustic. 4 beats to get to the riff. Here we go. Over C minor, E flat. Here we go. Pretty cool. All right, it's time for verse 1. All right, we're going to start with the C minor. Then we're going to go to E flat minor. All right, before we were doing C minor over E flat major, right? A normal E flat, but here, that's a surprise chord. I underlined it in red, okay? And then an A flat. All right, I like to wrap my thumb on these bar chords. I got tired of doing it this way. I do it this way now, usually. So now we're going to play along with the backing track here. All right, so there's a C minor, E flat minor, A flat, 2, 3, 4. Let's get a little 4 beats to warm up to. Here we go. Here we go. E flat minor, A flat. Again. Easy peasy, right? So those are the verse chords, everybody. All right, time for that explosive chorus. So we're gonna go to an F minor, pardon me, an F minor. All I ever wanted. We're gonna hit that A flat, which we're familiar with, or this way. All I ever needed. We'll go to a C minor. That's our relative minor, and then we're gonna do an E flat major. You can do it here. Hell, you could go. You just do that and throw a pinky up. If you got a strong pinky, do that. So, that works. But the second time, after the C minor, we do a B. Okay, let's play with the backing track. All right, we're rolling. Chorus, F minor, A flat, C minor, and I like to do my E flat down there, okay? But it's an E flat with a B flat bass note on top. Right? So the bass player's going. That's what the bass player's doing. But the chords are. So E flat with a B flat on top. All right, let's play it with the backing track. Here we go. 2, 3, chorus. C minor B. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, stop. All right, depending on which version of the song you're listening to, there should be a percussion break, and then the guitar riff happens over the C minor, E flat. That's the one I'm working off of. Here we go. Remember, that's E flat major. So that's the riff, okay? The intro riff / bridge, instrumental break. All right, so the only tricky part of this song is the instrumental jam, where the guitar player and the synth player take turns playing like their variation of the riff. And they actually jam over the chorus chords, which is F minor, A flat, C minor, E flat with a B over and B flat over an E flat. They don't go to the B. They don't do that over the instrumental, okay? And with that, the guitar player does this. Right? And then he goes, bam, bam, bam. And maybe he does it with the synth player. I think that's what happens. Then he reaches here to the 13th on the D string. And then the 13th on the A string. So he goes, which we did already in the regular riff, but then he reaches to the D string 13th. Like that. And then 13th on the A. And then repeats that note. Always, that's your home bass. So it's... And then, so that happens over this. Twice, and then they go back to the regular riff chords, and that's where he goes. And I'm going to play it now all for you in order. You ready for this? New order. No, in order, with 4 beats to come into it. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Regular riff. Slide down here. The note, but you can play it back and get it right. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the outro. They just jam basically on the instrumental chorus chords without that B. Okay, there's no B, and the guitar player does the riff that he did in the instrumental part. He does that riff. So it's the outro is just basically F minor, A flat, C minor, E flat with a B flat bass. It's just a wonderful jam. Shall we go for it? Let me get a little lead 4 beats here. 1, 2, 3, 4. do that forever. Never stop. Never ceasing. I guess you have to stop sometime. Enjoy the lesson. All right, that was corny. See ya.